Appreciate it. We're excited to welcome Tyler from the House and Home Journal, who's going to talk to you all about the different kinds of potential internships you can get involved with there. So Tyler, take it away.
Yeah, so my name's Tyler Meister. I'm the managing editor for the House and Home Journal. Just to kind of tell you a little bit about what we do, we are the community paper for the Houston or for the Houston County. We're also the legal organ, so we cover all community news. That's our local governments, that is our local crimes, our local fires, that's any events that's going on, that's nonprofits, that's people in the county who have terrible and incredible stories to tell. So we kind of get together and we tell all of that. We print twice a week, once on Wednesday, once on Saturday. And our focus is to inspire and engage and inform the members of the Houston County community. That being said, we are part of a larger organization, the Dublin Courier Herald newspaper company. They own 17 papers across the state of Georgia, mostly kind of in the middle Georgia area. Generally speaking, we all have the same kind of mission. It's to inform the folks that live in our communities, and we kind of sit on that community base. We have folks, just to kind of list these out really quick, in Lawrence County, Johnson County, Truland County, Montgomery County, Wheeler, Wilkinson, Twiggs, Bleckley, Washington, Peach, Hancock, Dooley, Macon, Meriwether, Harris, and Talbot County. It's a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do. But essentially, what we're offering here, guys, is just an opportunity for students who are up and coming in their news departments to really get a chance to do some hands-on work here, whether it be you want to do hard news, focusing on your local governments and kind of telling the stories there, or you want to do sports, anything of that nature. We're offering, at least at the House and Home Journal specifically, the chance to do some freelance work, and then in a broader aspect, for the company itself, the opportunity to do some paid and or unpaid internships, just kind of depending on the situation. Here at the House and Home Journal, we're offering freelance work. So you'd go out, you'd write up a story, you'd grab some photos, and then we would pay you per story. So that's kind of what we're working with here. You would work with myself as well as my news team. We are a team of 4 currently, so we're rocking and rolling, serving a county of 160,000 people. So that's kind of the gist. If anyone has any questions, I'm free to take those. But that's kind of my whole pitch here, I guess.
If any of these students are interested in pursuing these opportunities, how would they apply? Would it just be, emailing you just to let you know I'm interested and setting up maybe a conversation with you in the future? Would that be a way to go, or would you want them to do it a different way?
No, I actually totally forgot about that whole thing. So, yeah, you would email me. And I believe you, Mrs. McIntosh, and Professor Nicholson, you both also have my email address, but
Yes.
I can kind of send it y'all's way if we need to. If anyone's looking to write it down, it's Tyler M, so TYLERM at hhjnews.com. And if you want to work in Houston County, I'd probably be your most convenient channel of communication. If you're looking to do work outside of that, then I can start you off and then kind of send you in the right direction. So that would absolutely be your first avenue.
Okay, great. Yeah, you kind of answered the other question I had, which is because there are so many other counties
Yes.
that they could potentially get involved with as well. You would be able to point them to maybe who a good point person for that specific paper would be if it's outside of Houston. Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
How these interns can start any semester, right? They can start summer, fall, spring, right?
They can start anytime, and they can work directly through me. And I know that you will have kind of an internship kind of basis there, but they are welcome to start anytime they like. It's kind of free and open.
Will they be doing anything other than photography and writing? Can they get into layout, design?
Yeah, so we have a biweekly paper. Like I said, we print twice a week. You would send in stories. We could either assign you work if that's how you prefer to work, or if your schedule kind of demands this, then you can offer your ability at any time you're available. And then from there, we can talk about having you come in and doing some layout work with us. So because of our newsroom and because of how we operate, on top of writing all the content and putting it all together, we also lay out each page. So Sandra can actually attest to this. We're actually in the process of training her up on InDesign and kind of getting her to a point where we're building pages together as a group. And over time, the ideal would be that you'd have the skills to build a paper start to finish.
Is the internship paid or not?
So through the Houston Home Journal, we are doing freelance work, and that would be paid, yes. Through other counties, if you were to go to one of our other sister papers, it would really determine. It would be determined on if they were asking for freelance or if they're working through. The Georgia Newspaper Association. It's really a case by case basis outside of the journal. But here I can say, since it's kind of my gig, that we would be paying you here, yes. And our usual rate, just to kind of give you all the stuff, it is $25 per story and then $15 per photo set to go along with it. So all told, $40 per whatever event you cover.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Majority types of stories you cover, Tyler, are they mostly government type stories?
Yeah, super sorry. We actually cover a super wide variety. We cover the 4 different county governments here in Houston County. So that's Houston County Commissioners, that is Warner Robins, Perry, and Centerville councils. On top of that, we also try to cover our development authorities. So each of your local municipal kind of groups is going to have a whole authority on getting development going in their community. So we try to cover those as well. And then outside of that, we also cover, any committees, any kind of weird groups that the cities have, just to kind of keep them above board and things of that nature. Outside of that, though, we really do our best to cover the county as best as we can. Outside of those government groups, the people is really kind of what matters. We want to hear stories from our young people, our old people, whatever their problems are, or if they have something really cool going on. We want to be able to cover that as well. So we do a lot of feature stuff. We do a lot of highlights. We do a lot of local businesses that are coming in and that might have something cool to offer. We also do, to some degree, some investigative and some accountability reporting. So we try to keep everyone kind of above board. I'm trying to think. We also have, on top of our newspaper, a large group of magazines that we put out each year. We cover topics like lifestyle and culture. We cover our local graduations. We cover real estate. We cover home and garden. We cover a little bit of everything, to be entirely honest. I mean, we even have a wedding magazine that we put out once a year. So we have a wide variety of topics that are available for coverage here, and kind of hit all interests. Coming up, we're working on our real estate magazine right now. We've got our graduation magazine coming up. We've got we actually just talked today about our lifestyle and culture magazine that we work on year round. And then we also have, I think in August, a game day magazine coming up where we focus on our 6 local high schools, their football, cheerleading, and marching bands, and kind of give them features for their seasons. We also every week on Wednesdays have our art and entertainment section that comes out. So we cover upcoming events, local entertainment, local bands, local performers, things of that nature. And then once a month, we also cover Robins Air Force Base. So if you've got an interest there, there's also something to write there too.
What about opinion articles?
Opinion articles, we do have columnists, but typically our freelancers and our journalists don't write opinion here. Now, that is something that we're looking forward to in the future. We're looking at how we want to operate in that. But as of right now, we don't offer that.
Just wondering, does it matter what college level I'm at? Because I'm a freshman right now.
No, absolutely not. So this is just kind of from me to you guys. I work pretty diligently as the editor to educate everyone in the newsroom. And so that's myself, my senior reporter, and even you guys. So I work to make sure that everyone is putting in content that is well written and up to par and AP style and all the things. So really the goal in this is not only to have someone come write for us, but on a more important level to offer you the experience to be able to get a little writing under your belt, to really know what it feels like to do this in a real world scenario. I would typically take your article and then I'll read over it. I'll edit it up to standard here, so that'll be up to AP standard, as well as our Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. And then we will send you back that same copy so you can look over it and see kind of what we changed. And I'm also always available to talk about why I made the changes I did. I wouldn't say that, your grade level really matters, because the whole point is to give you the experience necessary to maybe do this more in the future. But good question. Thanks, man.
I kind of want to go off that a little. I have a feeling I know the answer already, but just
Yeah.
to make sure, kind of on the other side of that, a recent graduate, maybe a graduate who didn't get that much hands-on experience while they were in
Mhm.
college, maybe weren't thinking about it as much as they should have, and
Yeah.
now they are realizing, looking at full-time jobs, that they're wanting that experience already.
Mhm.
Would you be willing to work with a recent grad?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
We're super open. So right now I actually have a intern. I wouldn't really call him an intern as much as I would call him a freelancer, because I'm not working with a school, but I have a student from Valdosta State that I'm working with. We have several people in their 30s and 40s who work with us to do freelance work. So you're as much as you are an intern here and you'd be doing freelance stuff with us, I wouldn't say it's necessarily has to be tied to the school if it doesn't need to be.
Good to know.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Yeah. Those are some great questions so far. Are there any others?
Into the email you sent, Dr. Are there any marketing opportunities at the paper?
You said marketing opportunities?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're actually looking into that right now. Just to kind of give you guys a peek behind the curtain. Right now, the Houston Home Journal has a legacy of being print first in a lot of spaces. We haven't really ventured out into a digital space as much. And so we are currently in the process of kind of shifting that to kind of being more focused on our website, and still having a focus on our paper, but really making the website and potentially an app in the future kind of our bread and butter. We are open to the opportunity to speak with students and things of that nature on marketing, and kind of what avenues we could take to get better. So that would be something I'd have to talk to our owner, DeBose Porter, about, but absolutely.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Have a sports column, and if so, like, what do you cover within this sports column?
Oh yeah. So with the magazine or just our regular coverage?
Your regular coverage.
Yeah. So we actually cover all 6 local high schools. So that's Houston County, Warner Robins, Veterans, Northside, Perry, and Westside. We also try to cover some of our community leagues. So our Perry Junior League, the Warner Robins Little League tournaments are about to start up come spring and summer. So we're going to be covering those as well. We also cover, there's a horseshoe league here in Perry. which doesn't sound super exciting, but we try to make sure that we cover our community sports as well. But there is opportunity all over the place. If we can get our sports here in Houston County covered to a great degree, we'd like to cover football when it comes. We'd like to cover baseball, basketball, and then even kind of out of your major sports into tennis and track and cross country and all those different things that, realistically don't get a lot of coverage all the time, but fully deserve it. So right now we're kind of focused on those 6 schools and kind of those major sports. But as we begin to expand and kind of cover more, we want to venture out into some of those not so covered areas. Does that answer your question?
You're open to local colleges as well.
We are looking into that. I've kind of always wanted to be able to cover Middle Georgia State and to cover CGTC and to look into doing some Mercer coverage as well. But right now, because we are so Houston County focused, and because at the current time we are in the transitionary phase between sports writers, we're currently only focused on Houston County high school sports. But it's something we want to look into in the future, yes.
Any other questions? Yeah, I mean, these have been great questions so far.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, I will mention, I have his email address. Dr. Nicholson has his email address. If you need it again, please feel free to reach out to one of us and we can provide that. If you do already have it, Tyler, would you entertain them maybe reaching out to you if they just have other questions in general?
Yeah, of course. I was actually just about to say, once you got finished, you can reach out to me, even if you're not necessarily looking for an internship at the moment, but you have questions or you have concerns, or even if you just want to talk about local news coverage and kind of get an idea of what it's like to work at a newspaper, I'd be more than willing to sit down and talk with you or talk over the phone or just kind of work back and forth via email. That's all super okay with me.
Great. Great. All right. Well, yeah, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Again, thank you so much